One Fit Bruja here, and today I am back to give you an altar tour. And this was actually an idea from somebody I know because they asked me, what do I have on my altar and why? And I told them it would take me forever to explain what I have on my altar and why. So I decided I'm just gonna make a video instead, because some of you may wonder what is on a witch's altar compared to a Wiccan's altar and whatnot. So I figured that might actually be valuable information for a lot of people out there who are just starting out in the world of witchcraft. So I decided I would do that. And just to let you know, not everything has to be the same as mine. Obviously, there are different ways to set up your altar. Just do your research and also go by what feels right to you. You do not have to have things set up a certain way just because certain people have said, hey, you need to have your altar face towards the north because that's what you should do to correlate with the element of earth, which is what I do, but I am an earth sign and I feel like that goes relatively well for me. If you're a fire sign, you may want to point your altar towards the south, and not many people do that. The north and the east is the most common way to point your altar in such direction. But I feel like according to your zodiac sign or your sun, moon, and rising, that you can face your altar many different ways and have your workings and everything be successful. But that's just my opinion. Things may not feel the same for you, and you should go off of your intuition on how you want your altar to face, because this is your craft and you know you the best. I don't know you. I'm just behind a camera speaking my mind about my own personal journey and hoping that it'll resonate with you guys. And I'm just trying to push out as much information as I can to help anybody who is struggling with certain things in their craft. I'm going to take you guys through my altar and through my drawers, through my storage compartments, and I'm gonna point things out and be like, this is why I have that, this and that, and some things will probably be there that I don't need to be there, and I'll just be like, I don't know why that's there, and hopefully you guys will be interested enough to actually watch the whole thing. And kudos to you if you do, like really. I'm hoping to try and make this a shorter video, but we'll see. I just moved my altar into the bedroom too. So yes, it is in my bedroom. And some of you are probably gonna be like, girl, why you got your altar in your bedroom? That's kind of a risque situation. But I do not think it is. I set up a lot of safety precautions for my altar so things do not interfere with me when I'm doing magical workings and interfere with my sleep. Having your altar set up in the bedroom is not a risky situation depending on what workings you are doing at your altar. Depending on that, then yes, it may be. I like to do darker workings, preferably outside of my home, but if I cannot, then I will do them inside my home. And then I will thoroughly cleanse everything. Even if my home is clean, I will redo all of it because you do not need that energy latching onto you or any personal items in your home. You don't want that. And you'll feel it have some negative side effects towards you or anybody around you. So I have a lot of safety precautions set up. I have protective magics, I have protective signs and sigils on my altar to make sure that these things do not happen. So I have taken all my safety measures. I'm going to stop talking, or at least for this bit. I'm going to show you guys what I have on my altar one by one, and hopefully you guys will get some ideas for how you want to set your altar up and whatnot, and just going to get into this. Alright, so I'm going to start out with the left side of my altar, which is the side where my goddess resides, Bastet. She's right over here. I have a little statue of her and a little piece of lapis lazuli that I gave to her for an offering, and that just stays right there with her. In here I have a little dish. It's a shell, but I put some catnip in there, and this is actually a whisker from my cats. It just landed in there when they were up here drinking this water that was not theirs in the first place. Okay, this is actually my offering goblet. And a lot of you are probably like, girl, that is so disrespectful. Like, what are you doing? Do not let your cats be up there meddling around with your offerings and shit. I know. But the funny thing is that Bastet actually likes the attention that my cats bring to the altar. And I think it's kind of like a companionship thing. She likes the attention and the affection that they bring, and she likes them. So I just let them drink out of it. So, I mean, I haven't gotten any bad signs or signals from her that it's disrespectful in any sort of way or manner. So she actually likes it, so I let them do it. So there's that. And here is a piece of druzy amethyst. How fucking gorgeous is that, guys? I love amethyst. I could have like amethyst all over my place. I could have a tub made of amethyst. I swear, that's how much I love it. So here is a cedar and sage smudge stick. I just got this. I haven't tried cedar yet, so I'm actually pretty excited to light that up next time I do some cleansing. And I have some Palo Santo in here. There's some more in there. It's just tucked away on the bottom. This little pot here used to have a succulent in it, but that succulent actually bit the dust a little while ago. I've had it for about three and a half years before it actually bit the dust, and I just kept the pot. In here, I have a little sugar skull candle from Dia de los Muertos that I did not use. I saved that because I was thinking about doing some sort of crown opening working or some sort of that, or some sort of domination magic or astral projection or dream magic with this. I don't know, I'll see. But whatever I do, I think I'm going to record it anyways, and so that'll be up on my channel whenever I do that. And here, you guys have seen this in one of my haul videos, if you've actually watched that or not. This is a piece of agate. I got this at a fair, actually, and it has 2 cats and a little piece of little stone in the middle. It kind of looks like it would be moonstone, but I'm pretty sure it's fake. It has like some sort of holographic sort of stuff on the bottom there, or whatever you call that. You guys know what I mean. So this was mine, but I gave it to Basta because she wanted it. Happy goddess, happy life. It's kind of like a marriage. So I gave her that. She has a lot of things now, but she, of course, always needs more because she's the best. And I have some Florida water. Guys, this is like my staple. I love Florida water. I love the way it smells. It's just, the vibrations of Florida water are awesome. And I use this in my floor wash. If you guys seen like my very first video on YouTube was a metaphysical floor wash. And you can use this in more than just floor wash. You can put this on your body to repel any sort of negative energy that is coming off other people and trying to latch onto you. This is something I would use for evil eye sort of magic. If this is not the strongest cologne you can have, I preferably think anything with tobacco in it would be a little more stronger than this. But you can also mix the two together if you do not want to go around smelling like tobacco, which I don't blame you, unless you smoke, it doesn't bother you. Some tobacco infused colognes actually do smell really good. You can also make your own if you want. And here I have some candles inside this succulent pot. Yes, another Dia de los Muertos succulent pot. I love sugar skulls, guys. It's all part of the heritage, I swear. So I have them basically everywhere. I love them. I replanted this one, and now the plant is in a different location in my apartment. And I just use this for excess storage for candles. I used to store these candles inside my drawer of my altar, but I do not like the colors coming off onto each other. I am just super anal about these things. I know it doesn't necessarily matter, but I don't like it. So that's what it is. And here's my light fixture thing all set up. And here is some extra candles that I have saved. I got these at a thrift shop actually. The whole bag was $1.50, and there was actually a few other ones in here too, but I already used those. In here, I have some extra candles that my friend slash coworker got me for my birthday. And there's, or was it Christmas? I think it was actually Christmas. But whatever, let's just conjoin the two because Christmas and my birthday are pretty much back to back. Yeah, this candle here bit the dust, guys. I was actually gonna use this candle right here, the one that's kind of all fucked up right there, for luck magic. And apparently it was not my lucky day. But in the middle of the candle, there's like something that's jiggling around that would have totally screwed up my working if I used it. So I decided against using it. Instead, I just used it to seal another bottle with. So that's what that candle is dedicated for now, because it's not good. But these I use for smaller workings, or workings that have to be extended for about 3 to 7 days. I prefer to use smaller candles for those compared to bigger candles like these. I think it's a little less wasteful, but sometimes bigger candles are better. All right, anyways, all right, moving along. So I'm going to pull out this small little wicker basket box that my fellow witch bitch gave to me. Thank you very much. I have very good usage for it. So here I have all my essential oils. I have some patchouli. I have some eucalyptus, frankincense, peppermint, vetiver. Sandalwood is my favorite. I love sandalwood. And I keep all my little crystal chips in here. So here's some citrine chips. And there's a little bit of mixtures of amethyst and green aventurine in there. And my tiger's eye chips. I have some pink salt. And I keep a hunk of quartz in here. I want to put a hunk of selenite in here too, because I like the cleansing effect of quartz and selenite together. And I do have some oils in here to bring in success and money, love, and I like to keep those things cleansed and charged up as much as possible so they can emit the energies that I place in them at, you know, a high velocity. And today I used this. And today I got some money. Money oil, guys. Money oil. Yep. So, I'm pretty happy about that. And this is my love, passion, lust oil that I do have a video on. So, I also have a video on the money oil. So, if you guys are interested in any of those, and feel free to go check those out. In here is a little bottle of olive oil. I gotta refill this. And here is just an empty bottle that had black salt in it, and I need to make more. And when I do, I will show you guys how I make my own personal black salt, just in case some of you are wondering. So, there's that. And we have gone through the little black basket. Moving along. Okay. So, like a Wiccan, I do have my altar set up with a white candle to represent the goddess, and I have a black candle for my god. Now, you don't have to do this the way I'm doing it. You can simply have 2 white candles or 2 black candles and have the same effect. As long as you know which is which, you are fine. So, this is just how I do it and how I've been doing it. So, and here I have a gift from my friend slash coworker, and she knows that I practice witchcraft, and she knows that I am also Hispanic, and she knows that Bastet is my goddess, and she conjoined the two perfectly into one little statue. How cute is this? It's like Sugar Skull Bastet. Freaking awesome, isn't it? So that sits here, right on a busted side. So cute. So cute. And here, you guys have seen this in one of my haul videos. This is a candle holder, gold candle holder that I got at a Japanese dollar store. Deals, guys, deals, $1.50. It has a good weight to it. It's not super cheap feeling like, you know, American dollar stores. No offense to American dollar stores, but yeah. In this, you can actually put wax into this and do some sort of like crown chakra workings or some sort of domination magic, dream magic, anything to do with the top of the skull. You can use this candle holder to have the same effect. To an extent though, because sometimes you will have to pay attention to how the wax burns along here and comes down, so you can predict the right outcome. Some people use it for scrying. Yeah, there's different ways you can do this. This is just another hack that you can do. Good idea to have more way than one to do it. I don't know, at least I think it is. Or at least find different ways to do it, just in case you don't have something. And I like to be more practical about my magic. Practical magic. Anyways, yeah. So I like to be practical about the magics I do. I like to have my herbs or spices that I use be, you know, like in my pantry. I don't want to have to go out of my way to get certain things unless it's necessary to do so for a certain working. But more often than not, you can utilize what you have at home. So, just saying. Anyways, so this is actually a little piece of soapstone that I got at the fair. I donated some money for an organization and I got this. And I like the energy that it brings to my altar, so. And I like what it says. So I leave this here on my altar. And inside this tin is just some storage items, like some leftover pins, pieces of geodes, matches, things like that. I'm not going to open that up because it's kind of a mess in there, but that's what I have in there. And here is my little pinnacle candle, which I enchanted to keep my altar protected, to keep any negative energies away from my altar area. You can do simple things like that, guys. You don't have to have super extravagant bottles or of things laying around or certain blends of incense that you have to, I mean, you can if you want, but you can do simple things like that and have it be enough to protect you and your space from certain energies or whatever. Just saying. So, there's that. This candle, though, needs to be sealed. It's annoying me. Okay. And this is just a fake little candle that throws a little bit of light. I like it. It was actually supposed to be in a wine glass, but I'm actually a klutz and I dropped the wine glass and it broke. But the light is still good, so I kept it and I put it on my altar. There was actually no reason for this to be here. It was just one of those things. It throws a little bit of light, so it's semi-useful. So there's that. And this I got for my birthday. My sister-in-law gave me this. Let's see if I can actually open it with one hand. And I just have some knickknacks in here. A couple of pins that she gave me. I have Harry Potter, Sailor Moon. I'm the biggest Sailor Moon fan ever. Always have been ever since I was a little girl. I'm a die-hard 90s Sailor Moon person. Like, y'all don't even know. Comment in the comments if you're still a Sailor Moon fan, because I think I always will be, even when I'm on my deathbed. And man, the creator of Sailor Moon had all those astrology signs and planets correct. If you know your astrology, you know what I'm talking about. It was on point. It was on point, guys. Very impressed. And over here, I have a piece of citrine, which is my offering to Ganesh. And I have a road opening candle to remove blockages with Ganesh on it. This I do not just light for shits and giggles. This is something I use for certain workings that I feel like I will have certain blockages that will hold me back. So I will light this to open up doors, open up roads, so I can get the outcome that I need. So this is just something I only use for workings. And here, I got this from my best friend for my birthday. And this is also my spirit animal. And I keep my crystals in here. I don't have the most extensive crystal collection ever. I'm not a complete hoarder when it comes to crystals. Not a complete hoarder, but I do have quite a few. And this, actually, I got these when I purchased a gift for my fellow witchy friend. And so I kept these just in case I might want to use them in some sort of oils or spells that I do. So, and most likely they will go in some sort of oils or some sort of mojo bag or something of that nature. So I held on to those. And I have tons of crystals, guys. I have more than one piece of labradorite because labradorite is one of my favorites. I love labradorite. We have some hematite, some lapis lazuli, which is also one of my other favorites. We have some blue chalcedony. We have tons of stuff. I have some raw amethyst in here, well, just about raw. Beautiful. I love the way this looks. I got quartz, I got garnet, I got tons of stuff in here. I'm not going to go through all of them because that's going to take up a lot of time, and I have a funny feeling that I'm already way past 15 minutes on this video because I'm a blabbermouth. I just blabber. I don't even think I make sense most of the time. I don't know. What do you guys think? But anyways, there's that, and that's my little storage compartment for my crystals. And here is my cauldron, and I put my cauldron on a coaster because I thought it would be a good idea to not place it directly on my altar because it'll get scratched up, but my cats are up here anyways, and look at this, it's a freaking mess. Kind of, sort of. I mean, it's clean, but it's still a mess. Like, there's scratches everywhere, so that kind of defeats the purpose. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's like that, and I like it like that, so it stays like that. And here is my Ganesh incense burner. Gold, everything's gold, and I have some opium incense burning, and it's almost out. And here is a little carnelian owl, and it sits here on this side and watches over my altar. And here I have my mortar and pestle. I have my selenite wand, which is actually a good sized wand. You guys have probably seen this in my haul video, but look at it. It's a pretty good sized wand. And I use this to cleanse my tarot deck or meditate over my tarot deck. And whenever I do cast a circle, I use this. This is what I use. And when I meditate, this is great for meditation, guys. I will hold on to this or lay flat on my back with my neck roll and just let this clear out any blockages that I have within my chakras and align those babies back up again. Selenite is one of the best stones that you can have around everywhere. Like, really, it cleanses everything. You don't need to ever clean this. This keeps everything cleansed and vibrating high. It's like literally one of the best ones you can have. If you're gonna have crystals around, get that one. Really though, really get that one. So here is my Crown of Success oil that I said I was gonna make a video on, but I was running short on time per usual. So I went ahead and just made the oil, but eventually I can get a video up of how this is made because I will run out of it sooner or later. And yeah, so that is chilling on my altar for now. I'm probably gonna put it in here. So I just have it right there because I didn't have time to put it away, and I just wanted it to be next to some selenite or some quartz also because I want to keep the energy as good. And here's some trimmings from a Christmas tree. Well, last year's Christmas tree. They're kind of skewing around, but excess candle holder just in case I need another one. And here's my tray that I use for my workings, so it makes the cleanup easier. And also because you don't want to end up burning down your altar, so it's always nice to have a tray or something that's not going to catch fire. And here I have a little pentagram made of sage stems, leftover sage stems. You can always find a usage for any leftover materials, so, or at least that's what I think. So I enchanted this, hung it above my altar, so this protects my space over here. And here I have a piece of art. I actually got this at Ross. You might have seen this in one of my haul videos as well. And this is the all-seeing eye, and it has the zodiac signs shattered around them. I love the way this looks, and I like the meaning behind it. And here I have a pentacle that I enchanted and empowered to protect the space, that wherever this is, it'll be protected. So I have that over here as well. See guys, tons of protective measures, tons of them. That's not even all of them. Like, you haven't even seen all of them yet. And of course, the right hand side is Ganesh's space. And I'm sorry, I'm running low on light over here. Let me grab my light fixture. So this is Ganesh. I have the biggest tapestry of him on the right hand side of my wall. And this is where he resides, on the right hand side of my altar. I know some people like to keep their gods and goddesses split with different altar spaces, which is great for people who have the space for it. So I made sure that these two would actually be fine with sharing their space, obviously, because I'm not an inconsiderate asshole, even though some people might think I am, but to surprise, I'm not. And they are actually fine with this being divided the way that it is. In the long run, I would actually like to give them their own space. I think that would be necessary. But for now, it is what it is. Anyways, we're going to move on to the drawers. Alright, so my first drawer on the left-hand side is filled with my tarot deck, my Book of Shadows. I have more than one tarot deck. I mean, 2 of them are oracle decks, and 1 is a tarot deck. So this is the Animal Spirit oracle deck that my friend got me for Christmas. And I love this tarot deck, guys. Oracle deck, my bad, I keep calling it that. I always end up doing that with these. So this, if you guys like animals more than you like people, like me, then you're gonna love this. So, funny story is, when I received this one, I actually just bought this one because I had a strong calling towards some Isis energy. So I ended up getting this one. But they both mesh with me really well, so I use them both. Come on, cards. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a few of the cards. There's actually a really cool silvery metallic sheen to these cards. And here is what they look like. This goes off of the elements in spirit. Obviously, you can see the symbols above them. These are awesome. If you guys know your symbolism of animals fairly well, then this deck is for you. But if you do not, it does come with a guide, and the guide will explain just about everything you need to know. But for the most part, I know my symbolism for animals, so I can draw the cards and figure out what they mean just by looking at them, which is great, which is what I was looking for within an oracle deck or a tarot deck. I like having tons of symbolism within my cards, so you can piece it together without having to reference the guide. I like going off of intuition when I read my cards. I don't like looking at the guide 24/7 unless I'm just blocked the fuck up that day. But I don't really like doing readings when I'm feeling like there's too many blockages present, because the reading is just not going to be good. You need to ground and clear yourself out before you do readings. If you're feeling that blocked and you're getting nothing, then something's wrong with you. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, so here is my Isis Oracle that I got. This is really awesome. Those of you who have strong connection with animals would love this oracle deck. It's fantastic. And those of you who have a strong connection with Egypt and Egyptian sort of things, like I do, and this is going to be where it's at for you. So, they do have an explanation on the back of what the card means. I, pretty much 90% of the time, don't need to look at the back. The imagery, the art, the illustration that is on these oracle cards is phenomenal. You can look at these cards and figure out just about everything you need to know based off of how these look. It's crazy how on point the artwork is. It meshes with me completely, so I don't really need to flip the card over and read what's on the back. I can already see it within the art. It's crazy. Like, if you're really good at art, there's so many different magical ways that you can incorporate that into your craft, guys. It's crazy. And this is what I was looking for. I was looking for something that I could just simply look at the cards and know without ever having to read them. That is when you know that that deck of cards was meant for you. That was meant for your energy. So this is one of my favorites. I'm so happy I got this and actually listened to myself for once. Because don't deny, guys, you know you like to second guess yourself and not do certain things. But no, I was like, nope, I'm getting this. This is the one. And it was. Very awesome deck. So if Isis is calling out to you for you to make a change, listen to her. So there's that one. And I have my Mora deck, guys. This is my first and only tarot deck, because these two are oracle decks. I'll show you what some of these cards look like. These are fascinating, and they have tons of symbolism within the deck. So, if you know your symbols, your herbs, your animals, your trees, because this lady, she practices green witchcraft. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with that or not, but do a little bit of research and then you'll understand how these cards would mesh with you or not mesh with you. She has tons of symbolism in here with the art that is in this deck right here. See how there's certain things that show up here? How this little guy here is over there watching these peeps do their thing in the woods. It's awesome. I love the way these cards look. See, certain plants are showing up again, and what they're holding, what they're looking at, everything creates a picture so you can get an image of what is to come for you, so it helps you answer your question. Again, symbolism, certain birds, there's certain plants and everything around. Even the expressions on the people and like how they're presented, what they're wearing. It's phenomenal. I love it. I'm so happy I got this for our first tarot deck, honestly. The imagery is so great. Like, I think even if you haven't been reading tarot for a long time and this was your first deck, and you do it based off of your intuition like I do, you can't go wrong, honestly. The artwork is so good that you would know. You just know. You know what I mean? Hopefully you do. Sometimes I'm not very good at explaining things. But honestly, look at this. How could you not know? So, this tarot deck, bee's knees. She also has a grimoire of green witchcraft that I do have. And that is fantastic as well. She's a great author. And that is it for my tarot and oracle decks. And just like my crystals, I don't feel a need to have 10 million tarot decks for 10 million oracle decks. I preferably like to keep it simple, and I only like to have a few. So this will probably be it for years unless I find one that just calls to me, but I feel like this is more than enough, but that's just my opinion. So there's those, and here is my book of shadows. I have like tons of notes of things that I need to put in here that I haven't put in there yet, and it's just been in another notebook, like a rough draft notebook. Then I want to make it finalized and put it in here and edit it and make it look good and, you know, up to par with what I have in my mind, basically. Yeah, but in the long run, I want to get a big binder's worth, like something big that I can keep everything in, and maybe a separate one for kitchen witchery, because I want to keep that separate and keep it in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Just to have it on hand and just get it out real quick and do my thing. And here is my natal chart that I printed out. Look at all that action. Alright. And here's some writing utensils and whatnot, because you never know when you're going to need them. And this I got from my fellow witch bitch. And she's like, here, since you have little tiny petitions and scroll things in your craft a lot, you can use this to just rip a piece out and do your thing, get her done. She was totally right. This does come in handy, so thank you very much. I love it. And this is my pendulum that my best friend actually purchased for me. I was actually looking for one for the longest time. I was thinking maybe getting a copper one or an obsidian one. And then she got me a citrine one. And I would have never thought that a citrine one would have been something that I would have gravitated towards. Like if I was going to buy this, I probably wouldn't have. And surprisingly enough, it meshes with me perfectly. And I love it. So thank you, best friend. And here is my notebook that I use to write down all my readings in. So all my tarot and oracle readings I record in here. Because sometimes you get repeating cards a lot of the times. Like if you're in a certain funk, certain things will show up. Even if you're not in a funk. I'm just trying to think of better words here. But cards do repeat themselves and they create a certain pattern. So I like to record this and look back on it and realize, you know, you can piece that stuff together and there's something bigger going on there. Just saying. So it's good to record your readings. So that's what I do there with that notebook. And here is another notebook. And this is actually for my future shop. Yes, guys, I am planning on opening up an online metaphysical shop. And I have all my ideas written down in here. I have everything to a T, costs, materials, everything completely recorded. Because I'm super anal and I'm a Capricorn and I do those things. Yeah, so this is something that's going to happen in the future. It may not be anytime soon. I'm thinking maybe within a few years or so, then that'll be up. But for now, I'm just recording all those ideas, keeping them saved, and yeah. And I have a pendulum mat. So that's what I use when I'm doing my readings. And that is it for drawer 1. So let's move on over to drawer 2. Alright guys, drawer 2 is where I keep all of my incense, or at least most of them. So here are the ones that I have right now. I am actually running low, real low. I have usually a lot more than this, to the point of where they don't fit in the drawer. So that's how I know I'm running low. Yeah, you're probably like, girl, you have a lot. What are you even talking about? That does not look like you're running low. Well, when you're a witch, you know, things are not like when you're just a normal human being, okay? This is low for me. This is low. And here, I have my lighters, and this is a cigar that I use for cleansing. This is when I have some gunk stuck to me, or just stuck in my area, or on someone else that I can't get off with just little old sage or little old Palo Santo, okay? That's for some other stuff. And sometimes I might have to mix that with some things just in case it's real bad. Okay, you might have to do other things that might not work. Sometimes salt and tobacco and other cleansing, things don't work. If it's that bad and it's been let go for that long, you have to do other things. So, and here I have some baggies and some twine that I actually might put into that little book of spells thing over there. I might just make that my storage thing for arts and crafty things like this. But I do use these bags for mojo bags, or just as little gift bags of the things that I've made so I can distribute them to friends and whatnot. And here I have a hot glue gun. And that is it for drawer number 2. Okay, moving on. Here are some kitty steps, because I treat my cats like they are gods. Even though they're young enough and spry enough to get up onto things without these steps. You never know. You never know. I guess I'm just an enabler. They're gonna get fat and die. Alright, so here are my storage drawers, and I'm not going to go into depth about everything that is in here because this video is going on forever, and it's just a lot, okay? So here's my astrology book and my witch's coloring book. This book is super cool, guys. Super cool. I haven't had enough time to do much of anything except for this one. This one's not even really done, but yeah, this is really cool. And if you have any time to de-stress, then that's a good way to do so. So first drawer is my herbs and spices. I have tons of them in here. This is where they all go for easy access. I just have it right behind my altar, so I can just grab what I need out of there. Here is some more storage. I keep my hot foot powder, dirt, matches, some arts and craft stuff in here. Little bags of glitter, stickers. I have clay in here, some moss. I keep a few sketchbooks and notebooks in here just for backup. I do draw at my altar, and sometimes I like to enchant certain art pieces. So there's that. And down here, I keep all my books and journals in here. So any sort of magical books. I got Scott Cunningham in here, a journal. I have all my things just at easy access. Just in case I need to reference something, I have more Scott Cunningham in here. Yeah, so all my magical reference books are in this drawer. And that is actually it for my storage compartments. That went by a lot faster than what I thought for my storage compartments. I thought this would take the longest, honestly. But, surprise, surprise, right? And over here is underneath my altar. Some things are falling down. And this is where I keep some jars. I normally would have more than that, but I do not have that many right now. So there's some salt, some grapeseed oil, an empty jar just in case I need it. I like to recycle my jars and reuse them because I do put things, or people, in jars, I should say. If you piss me off, then you're gonna end up in a fucking jar, okay? Some shoes, I don't need those there. I need to put those somewhere else. Those should not be there. Some water to refill the offering glass. And that is it, guys. You've seen the whole thing. That laptop usually wouldn't be there, but I have it right there because I gotta edit and upload this video, obviously. So, that is it. You have seen the whole altar and the space. I'll just give you a quick little overview. So this is it, guys. This is the space now. It's the poppin' new space. That is the end of my altar tour. And I can't even believe for 1 minute that I thought it was gonna be 15 minutes or less, because that's crazy. So obviously I failed that. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you do not want to comment below, if you have something more in depth that you would like to ask, you can email me at onefitbruja@outlook.com and I will answer your questions there. And that is it, guys. And of course, like I said earlier, your altar does not have to look like mine. It can look many different ways. It can face different directions. You don't have to correlate your zodiac sign with which element you're trying to face. You don't have to do that. Just listen to yourself, feel it out. This is your magic. This is your craft. Just listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, listen to your spirit guides. They will never steer you wrong. With that said, I hope you guys have a very wonderful journey into the craft. And until next time, I will see all you lovely little brujitas later.